Diretso lang, diretso. Oo, diretso lang. Tama ka, no?
Hello friends, and welcome to another video lesson from DBOS Talks. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified of new uploads. This is the latest video in a playlist called Excel tutorial, and here we're going to be learning how to get data from the data that we already have. So that's data from data. Okay, let's look. I prepared here an Excel file called data from data, okay, for lack of a better name. Okay, so what do we have here? We have simple tabular data, data in table form consisting of columns and rows. So you have the columns, as in you have an Excel and you have rows. Okay, so very simple table consisting of 3 columns: name, salary, and commission. At first glance, you can just do a very simple analysis of the data. Here you can see 2 kinds of data at least. One is called literal. Literal meaning letters. It can be characters which are not letters like dash or hyphen. That's literal character. And then you have numeric or number values like money. In this case, it's money. Okay. So so we have learned 2 things. Some data here are numeric numbers, some are literal. Now, what I'm going to do is I'll highlight with our mouse the values. Remember, the video you're watching now is about data from data. Using Excel, you're going to collect or get data from the data that you already have. Okay, so with our mouse, I will highlight the values in the column called name. Okay, this column. So I will highlight not the column heading, but the values. So I will highlight with my mouse. Okay, that's it. Now, look at the very bottom of the Excel window. I'm pointing at it right now. And then you will see a bit of information here. It's called count. So it is obviously a count of the number of values that we have highlighted with our mouse. So it says count colon 7. So it's telling us that there are 7 values that I have highlighted, which is correct. See, if you count this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 values highlighted by the mouse or detected by the mouse in Excel. Now, you might say, yes, I know that. But, if you have a very long list of records consisting of maybe thousands of records, then it's such a big deal trying to count them one by one. But in Excel, you can highlight them with your mouse. If it's a very long list, in Excel, there is something like end. You will do a shift end and down, right? So this is something you can do in a very long list. So with that combination of shift end and then click down, it will give you this count. Instead of counting one by one, then you have a count. So that's data from the data that you already have. So it's telling you there are 7 values that you have highlighted right now. Okay. This is helpful information. Okay. So if it is a very short list, you would not appreciate the beauty of this. But if it's a very long list, it's a very big table, then you will really see the value of it. Okay. Give me a second. So let's move on to the next column called salary. So again, the first one is consisting of literal values, letters, characters, but the next is numeric or number. So if I highlight again with my mouse the values of the salary column, and then we focus at the bottom of the Excel window, there are a couple of information that are shown there. We have average, we have count, and sum. These in the statistics, in the terminologies of statistics, mathematics, and even IT, these are called aggregate functions. Functions that collect values for people to be able to make decisions from them. Statistics, managers can make decisions, even sales managers, even salespeople can make decisions from this. So after highlighting the values of the column salary, Excel has given us 3 bits of information, which are aggregate functions. The first one being average. So for those of you, although average is a very basic concept, which many people are familiar with, for those who are unfamiliar with average, average is computed by taking the total of the values, you add them up, and then you divide them by the number of items, by the number of values. Okay, so that's average for you. Next is count. Notice that the count value here is 6, meaning Excel has detected only 6 values, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take note that there is no mistake here. This is a very important, helpful tool. Again, in a very small data set, you will not appreciate it. But once you have a very big data set, lots of rows, lots of columns, a big table, then you will really see how helpful it is for your work. So this is one way of helping you to detect data, check your data for correctness. Example, you have a data entry operator and manually typing values, encoding them or entering them based on some printout or some PDF file, putting them into some electronic form like this. And by mistake, she might have missed out entering the value for this guy called Paul. That this function can help you, meaning you were expecting 7 values in this case, and then it's telling you the count is 6. So obviously something is missing. One of the values has been detected as being blank, okay? But in my case, in this example, in this demonstration, there is no mistake. I intentionally left the salary of Paul, in this example, blank, to illustrate to you the beauty of these aggregate functions in Excel. Okay, so why am I saying this? If you notice, if I highlight again the values of name column, and you focus at the bottom, count is 7. There are 7 items. Strangely, when I highlight the salaries for the same set of people, of employees, the count is 6. So this is something that will give you a red flag, some kind of alarm that something is amiss. So in fact, yes. So it only means that although there are 7 employees listed under name, in the salary column, only 6 of them have salaries. In this case, this is not a mistake for me. I am just showing you an example, a real life and real world example wherein, in this case, Paul, the employee, doesn't really have a basic salary, but is mainly, his income is exclusively coming from sales commission from his sales. Okay, no mistake here. It's just a helpful bit of information that when you highlight the values, Excel already real time tells you, gives you this information. So because it's a numeric value or numeric values, it gives you the average of all these values, meaning if you total this up, sum this up, and then you divide them by the number of values, you will get this average, 4,748. And count 6, meaning there are 6 values detected, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because the other one is blank, that's correct. And then you have sum. Sum, of course, is the total of the values. So again, if you check this, verify this using a calculator, even within Excel itself, using a formula field, using the equals and something like that, it will give you the same. I'll show you. Okay, so here in Excel, there is a summation function, which looks like the Greek letter sigma, this one. So I position my mouse here where I intend to put or display the sum. I will click on the Autosum and then click enter. So I highlighted in yellow the value is 11,098. It is the same value as when I highlight the values here. Wait. Why is it like this? That's strange. 24,000. Wait, something. Okay, I know why. The reason why is because it only detected these 2 because of the blank here. Okay, it can be fixed. Okay, I'll simplify it for now. For now, I'll put a 0 here. This can be fixed in multiple ways. Okay, so I will just I put 0 here, it gives that default value. Now again, I'll put the Autosum. No. Okay, 24. Yes, now it's correct. So meaning if I highlight these values, it gives you a sum of 28,485. Now it's the same as the value computed by the formula column. I mean the formula field here, which is based on an Autosum function of Excel. Okay. Okay, let me get out of the way. Okay, I'm just telling you, when you highlight fields in Excel, it will give you some aggregate functions. Special aggregate is only applicable to numeric values. So again, we have average, we have count, we have sum. Again, here the count was 7. It doesn't have aggregate functions such as sum, average, because these are not numeric values. These are not numbers. Okay, if it's a literal value like this, just letters or characters like hyphen, slash, it can only give you, it will only give you by default in Excel count, which is good enough, because it doesn't make sense to sum up letters. It is nonsense. Okay, but in a numeric value, in a set of numeric values, aggregate functions make sense. Average, sum. Okay, moving on, let's go to the column called commission, which is also consisting of numeric values, number values. So again, I will highlight the values under it. And you will see some similarity. When you look at the focus at the bottom of the Excel window, you can see some similarity with what you saw when I highlighted the values of salary. Mainly because these columns, salary and commission, are both consisting of numeric or number values. So because they're numeric, then Excel by default will show you at the bottom of the Excel screen the aggregate functions. So apart from the count, which is also present in literal values such as this, it will also show you average and sum because they are numeric values. Okay, so here we're learning a couple of things in a breeze. One is that here we are learning at least two kinds of values. Two kinds of data. One is numeric or number, and the other one is literal. Literal is not non-numeric, not number. And then we also learned that when you highlight literal values in Excel, by default, it will show you the count at least, which is a very helpful bit of information. And when you highlight numeric values, including blanks in them, it will give you some aggregate functions on top of the count itself. It will give you aggregate functions such as average and sum. Okay, so same thing, if you highlight all of these numeric values, it will also give you those information. See, because Excel has detected that you have highlighted some numeric values there, even if it's just 1, it will still do its work. So it is showing you the average of all these values, the count of all these values. There are 12 values being detected, and the sum is also this one. Okay, similarly, if I do a different kind of highlighting, instead of highlighting the column values, I will highlight the row. The row is the horizontal element in Excel, not just Excel, even in databases, in other software. So when I highlight the values, the row, see what happens. So Excel is smart enough that even though this is a heterogeneous set of data consisting of literal value and one literal value, Stephen under name, and two numeric values, Excel is smart enough to do its work again, that it has detected some numeric values and also a literal value. So it will do, it will show you 3 bits of information at the bottom of the Excel screen. One is average, which is, of course, making sense. It cannot do an average on a non-numeric value. It is doing an average of the numeric values found in the highlighted values. So meaning 4,500 plus 450 divided by 2, number of items, number of values. And this is the average. You can check that out if you are not confident, but I assure you it's perfectly correct. And count, meaning 3 values are detected, 1, 2, 3 in this row. And the sum, which is the total of the numeric values detected. See, similarly, if you highlight any number of these contiguous or adjacent values, it will again do its thing, showing you 3 bits of information: average, count, and sum. Again, these 3 are known in the statistical world, as even in the IT or the mathematics world, as aggregate functions, and they're very useful for many people, not just managers, not just salespeople, for people to make business decisions. This is what they call, these are the building blocks, what they call BI, business intelligence. Okay, so in this very short video, I've shown you that with the help of Excel, you can get data from your data. Okay, now at the beginning, maybe the title was confusing, but now that you've seen things in action, you saw what I mean, which is meaning when you highlight things in Excel, it is giving you data, which is taken from the data you have also highlighted. This is happening in real time. And although, yes, in Excel, this is a very powerful application, you can easily, naturally, you can put formulas in here, just as what I've shown you. Wherein you can put, what's this? An Autosum function here. It will do its job, yes, perfectly. But what I'm saying is that in this video, I've shown you that Excel also has the capability to give you real-time information just with a simple highlight of your mouse. It can do its magic, right? Either this way, column, vertical, go horizontal, or you even highlight multiple contiguous cells. It will give you the necessary or relevant data, underlying data from your data. In some other areas of IT, you hear the word metadata. It could be something like that in this manner, but in this case. But this is at least it's a look-see. You will see you're getting a taste of one of the cool capabilities of Excel. So in this case, data from data. Okay, I hope you enjoyed and learned something from this bit of nugget. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I do suggest you click subscribe, click the bell, spread the word, and share this with your friends. Keep on learning and keep on watching. If you, I hope to see you in the next video.